welcome back to the Panic Room, everyone, and to another book review today. I say it every time, because it's true every time. I got sent a book by an author, and it was an ARC! And actually, she's not just an author, she's a friend. Nat Winston. I have actually reviewed her previous work, Death Walks With Me. I've reviewed some short stories she's written. I love her style. She is an incredibly sweet person. Creepy Bunny is hilarious. If you go follow her, you'll know what I'm talking about. She has a gift. I don't know what to say. She just has a way about her that screams, this is why I'm on this planet. Okay? And not even just like writer, like specifically horror writer. And this book is an incredible showcase of that. When she offered to send it to me, of course I said yes. I mean, come on. I'm lucky, what can I say? I am just so freaking lucky. I have the best people in the world around me. She messaged me and was like, hey, do you want to read this book? Yes. It's not a huge commitment. It is a shorter book, but I'm telling you, there is nothing easy about this story. Yes, there's some extreme horror in here, you know, a lot of body horror, but if that tends to turn you off, if you're like, ugh, I'm going to echo what I said in the previous video where I reviewed Death Walks With Me. Nat has this incredible way of, she's describing a scene and it's visceral and it's gut-wrenching and it's bloody and it's gory and then it's done. She tells you what you need to know. She doesn't drag it out to be gross or extreme or anything like that. She is telling you what is happening. You guys have read books before, I rant about them all the time, about how they're just there. They're just telling you stuff to be gross or to be this or to be that. That's not what I mean here with Nat's work. Nat is telling a story. She tells you what you need to know. She is visceral. She will punch you in the face with just the absolute amazing descriptions of stuff, but it's not overly so. She's not doing it, at least to me. I never get the sense that she's doing it because she has to be extreme. Like, that's not her. That's not her style of writing. So today we're talking about The Wilderness. This story, if you have any instance of abuse gave to you via the hand of someone that you love, even currently, this is going to hit you in a way that you may not want to be hit. Okay? Like, this brought up stuff in me that I was like, oh, wow. And on top of that, you also have this horror element. But Nat does a really good job because there's a horror element here that is almost like paranormal. But there's also a horror element here that comes from the aftermath of some very real situations. Some situations that you may have found yourself in. I hope and pray that that's not the case, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, there's horror that is kind of outside of the realm of believability, and then there's this kind of horror. Like, this can happen to people kind of horror. Both of these collide in The Wilderness. And while it is short, it really packs a punch. Again, I'm going to say if you have some abuse in your history and, you know, that's a point for you that you don't want to contend with, you know, this might be a tough read for you. However, I think that Nat really captures the agony, the pain, and the horror of going through shit like that. Okay? Because if you've been there, you know what I mean. It's scary. And if you know, the psychological effects that can happen from that, this takes it a step further. This pushes it into the horror realm, adding the elements of the paranormal and things like that, of course. But, you know, the steps leading up to it are very real. Like, you know, lack of sleep. That is a very generalized symptom that I'm drawing out of this book. There's so much more there. But you guys know what I'm saying. You know, there are things that happen to the human animal when they are faced with trauma like this. And I think that Nat captures that. And then because she's a talented horror author, she pushes it into the realm of a horror story. The descriptions in this book, the woods, if you're like me and you just eat up like the crunching leaves and the like rain smell kind of stuff, you're gonna love this. She does such a good job with the descriptions in this book. And again, I cannot drive the point home enough. I don't know how she does it, but her descriptions are not overly so. Her body horror is not overly so. Like, she tells the story, she gives you exactly what you need, just the right amount, and then moves on. I love that. I cannot tell you how much I love that. I love the fact that I can read about a character going through some shit in the woods, and I don't have to spend 2 pages about the bark on this one tree. I love that. And Nat seems just to have this knack of never putting her readers through like some superfluous bullshit. And I don't know, she just has this ability to stick to the story, but yet give you just enough detail. It's amazing. So guys, that is it. I know it's a short review, but it is a short book. And you know what? I just wanted to take a moment to sing Nat's praises. You know, she is an amazing author. She's a great person. I will, of course, have all of her socials and stuff linked down below. You should definitely go check her out. And of course, I will also have where you can find The Wilderness down below. I really think it's worth the read. I think you guys are going to see what I mean, especially my horror people. You know, there's a beauty to it for us. There's a tragedy there, of course, you know, but there is a beauty nonetheless to her writing. Nat is incredibly talented. So guys, thank you for hanging out for another review here in the Panic Room. Please, if you like this, hit like, hit subscribe. It would really help me out. And until next time, bye for now.